Well, folks, welcome to the Build the Adventure program planning meeting for Cub Scout packs. We are here to talk to you about the importance of planning an amazing 12-month program for your scouts and ways that you can do that collaboratively with parents and other leaders in your Cub Scout pack. And I have with me someone who is a longtime Cub Scout volunteer. This is Rebecca Nialco, and Rebecca was a den leader, a Cub master, a pack committee chairperson. She's run these program planning meetings and participated in them in one of the best packs in our council. And she currently is the district commissioner for the Dogwood District. And I am excited to share the stage with Rebecca and let her talk to you about what program planning looked like in her Cub Scout pack.
Hey, thanks for having me, Bill. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you, especially about something that I personally enjoyed as I filled all of those volunteer roles in my Cub Scout pack. And the unit program planning meeting was one of my favorite meetings of the year, which is good because I think that's arguably one of the most important meetings of the year because as everyone is tuning in today knows, our program motto is not, in fact, we should just wing it. It is actually be prepared and doing our best. So having a good program planning meeting helps us to do just that. Where would you like to start?
Well, let's start with I guess the mechanics of how you get all those people in the room.
Yeah, so for our unit, which was we had over 100 Cub Scouts in our unit. So we had a really good, solid leadership team. So what we would do is we would pick a Saturday right before all of our summers took off and we had our vacations coming up and things got busy. And we would meet together for a few hours. Usually we would buy a bunch of pizzas and some sodas and hang around a table together. We would bring all of our prior year materials, so the calendar for our prior program year, our school calendars, the council calendar, our chartered organizations calendar, because sometimes our meetings revolved around whether or not the building was open, and things like that. And we would just get together for a couple of hours to talk it through, see what went well the year before, and kick off our program planning session.
So when y'all had the meeting, who got invited to it exactly?
We invited our entire PAC committee, all of our leadership team, and parents because their feedback is super important. And this also gave us an opportunity to show them what the PAC program planning process was like, and where we needed their help, which was an opportunity for them to then kind of, they can be amazed by this process. It is long, it's lengthy, but it's also really exciting, and it gives everyone an opportunity to provide some feedback on what we wanted to do as a unit for the year. And oftentimes, parents will get excited about an event and volunteer their time and talents for that, which was a wonderful way to start the year, knowing that you had someone in place to help plan and execute that particular event.
Yeah, absolutely. One challenge that I've seen in my years with scouting is we often go to the same people to do more. And so many years ago, I was a pack committee chair for my son's pack, and this was a long time ago. He's a grown man now, and but we would do a very similar thing, get everyone in a room, invite as many parents and leaders as we could. And I would usually start off by saying, hey, we're going to have some roles we're going to talk about who could do during this meeting. And if you're already a den leader or a cub master or serving on the pack committee, currently volunteering with our pack, we would love if you would not jump up and take those roles when they come open. We would like to get more parents who aren't currently doing those kinds of things engaged. And if you're one of those parents, remember all of us are parents too. We're all just volunteering our time, and we need you. We need you to help out and make the load a little lighter for everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we have a talent survey for that here in Cub Scouting. So
Yeah.
if you have that, you can go download it off the internet, and provide your parents with that ahead of your pack planning meeting. and you already know who the potential leaders could be for those events, who has the time and talents, and who's willing to share those. It's pretty cool.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's say we have all of our people in a room that we
Mhm.
want. We got a ton of parents, all of our adult volunteers. We've got delicious food to eat of some sort.
Important.
And what do you show up as the person who's kind of organizing that or helping organize it? What do you show up with to distribute and hand out to everyone? You mentioned bringing a bunch of calendars, right?
Yeah, so bring all your calendars. The most important calendar that you can bring is your prior year calendar because you, as a group, will go through that first and decide what events were great and that you would want to do again in this coming year and which ones should probably fall off your calendar. Maybe it didn't work out well. It's a great opportunity to use that calendar to get good, solid feedback on your program because the last thing we want to do is bore our scouts or have an event that's not exciting for our families. They won't want that on the calendar again. So bring your prior year calendar, get those school calendars so you know when the school holidays are taking place because sometimes those conflict with meetings that you have planned, like your den meetings or your PAC meetings. Grab the council calendar. We have it online. It is very easy to find and use. Again, your chartered organization will have a calendar of events that you should probably be aware of just in case they're closed for specific dates. And again, bring feedback from your prior year events. Um, and I would say, just like we say this a lot in scouting, but keep it simple and make it fun. That includes this particular meeting. So you want to make sure that you are hitting all the high points first, the things that you have to have for your program year, like your PAC meetings and your den meetings. You need to schedule those during this meeting. Get those holiday closures on your calendar and make sure that you've built in the most iconic PAC events, the things that Cub Scouts are most excited about. So your Pinewood Derby, your blue and gold, seasonal camping, and then drop in cool events like summer camp, Creepy Hollow, Cub Camporee. So start with the simple basic events first, and then you can expand out to things like Scout nights. We have several Scout nights on the calendar each summer. Outdoor adventures like going on hikes or having bike rallies or bike rides, fishing derbies, weekend experiences out in camp where you can go have your unit go out and get special treatment with like shooting sports and fishing and camping and things like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I 100% that's the way we did it and in a way that really works well. My magic trick as PAC committee chair was I would uh, plan out, I would go ahead and show up with a calendar for the coming 12 months that was already all filled out.
Cool.
And I called it my pencil draft calendar, even though it was printed in ink.
Hmm.
Because we were crossing through things and making changes, but it basically was me taking last year's calendar and plopping all the stuff on the same basic dates and weekends, and so that no one really had to think a whole heck of a lot about, hey, when exactly we're going to have the PAC meeting. Oh, here's the pattern we followed last year. And then I gave the school calendar to one of the adults, and I went and gave the council calendar to one of the adults, and I gave the church calendar to one of the adults in the room. And as we went through literally each month, and we walked through den meeting, when den meetings are going to happen, when PAC meetings are going to happen, obviously baked in. And then we would also almost every month had some kind of special thing, whether
Hmm.
it was marching in a Christmas parade or doing the Below Gold Banquet or the Pinewood Derby, or going to Creepy Hollow or a pack camp out. There was always something special almost every month, and that was important. But as we're going through, I would look at my three calendar people and say, "Any conflicts, calendar people?" And they would have gone through and looked at it and said no or yes or and so just the act of going through the calendar month by month and making sure it's all there hugely helped us plan out a great program.
Hmm.
We also, I knew, as a returning committee chair, I kind of knew what activities were not well received from the previous year. There's always going to be something that just didn't hit right. It was the wrong weekend, or it was the wrong place, or the wrong activity. And if it was poorly attended, that's a clear sign. So I would often when I knew there was something that had to be changed, I would say something to the effect of, hey, this event was poorly attended. Do we want to keep doing it, or do we want to go somewhere else or do something else with our time this month?
Yeah.
And that would drive some discussion. So it sounds like y'all were doing exactly that with
We
kind of
did.
your
Um,
debrief of last year.
Interestingly, we would go by, they have giant calendars that you can pick up at office stores, so Office Max or what have you, and you can get it for the next year. And we would have that monthly calendar posted up, and we would just be adding to it as we went so that you could see the full month at a glance, everyone all together. And it was nice. It
Yeah.
was
Yep.
kept us organized and on track. It saved us time during that meeting.
And then I was keeping track of, each as we're going each month, I would say, okay, hey, we don't have someone to chair our Power Derby yet. Parents who'd be willing to help chair the Power Derby, and I would give them like 3 bullet points of what's involved.
Hmm.
We need someone who can bring a computer with a um, uh, the the brackets, and we need someone who can set the track up. Probably, a couple of dads who can come early and make sure that happens. And then we need, all the people to kind of manage the thing. And once I had 3 bullet points and could explain what the job was, a parent usually felt much better about standing up and saying, I could do that.
Yeah.
So, I um I did struggle with when we had change to the calendar, communicating that out to our parents. Certainly, this wasn't so long ago that there wasn't email. There was email. Um, but how do y'all handle that in your pack?
Well, so I will tell you that we were all very much aware that a successful plan evolves all year long. It's constantly under review. You're going to edit it, and change that plan however you need to. Maybe it's you have a new leader, so now there's a new event that you can possibly add to your calendar, or the opposite. You've lost someone that no longer is available to lead an event for you. So there's things that happen. A pro tip from my pack is we moved our calendar, we made it a live calendar, living calendar. So we moved it from a paper copy over to Google, and we created a Google sheet with all of our planning year on it, and we updated it regularly, and we kept it maintained. And it was a great resource for us because we emailed it out to parents. They could bookmark it. We had a website, it was linked on our website. And then they could also print it, put it on their refrigerator. We printed copies of it, and we would take it to things like Joint Scouting Night events or other recruitment events because it was always up to date. It was very, very helpful.
That's a great idea. That's
Yeah,
excellent advice.
highly suggest doing that.
Um, So, any other comments or thoughts about program planning that you think should be shared with our viewers today?
I think it's sort of hard to do because sometimes, we are adults and we like to do what we like to do. So I think the most important thing is to remember who we're planning this for. We're planning this for Cub Scouts, and we're planning it for their families. So it really is important that it's fun. It's important that we are consistent and that we stick to our plan when we can, and that we build things up and communicate them far enough in advance that you've got plenty of participation and people are excited about it. And just make it a good time. Have a good time because these Cub Scouting years are precious. They are the most fun you're going to have as a leader, and it's certainly a blast for your kids. So keep that in mind and just plan accordingly.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
So I do want to, before we end this part of the video, I do want to share screen and kind of show uh, I want to show my the council calendar. Council calendar is on the council website, hovc.org. And for me, this is probably the first place I would recommend you go for just getting all the info about the next 12 months. And so you can see here, we're currently in May, and so here's the May calendar. And again, just like the calendar that Rebecca's pack used, where they had an online calendar that they were editing on a regular basis, but all the parents can see. this calendar does change from time to time based on, you know, things that change. Just today, in fact, we were able to add next month. I believe we're going to have the Chili Peppers are going to be a scout game on the 27th. It hasn't yet popped in this calendar, but it's going to be there real soon. We just talked to them today. And so, but you can see on here, here's all of the camp stuff happening for this summer. And then we've got most of it mapped out for the rest of the year. There's National Jamboree, there's training courses. Here, we already have kickoffs for the fall product sale in the calendar. And we've got University of Scouting where you can go get additional training. And we've got Creepy Hollow in the calendar. So just this is the first place you go and pull all the dates and for Cub Scouting and make sure all that stuff is already kind of baked into your calendar. And of
Yeah.
course, here on the website, there's lots more stuff that you can go check out. And right over here, information about all of our Cub events is right here with links to them and roughly when they happen, links to those pages in particular on our website where you can go find out information about day camp and Creepy Hollow and Lion Tiger Rally and weekend experiences. And just to throw weekend experiences up here, if you haven't already taken a hard look at weekend experiences, these are customized programs on Saturdays for your Cub Scouts. And popular programs are fishing, range and target sports. The Lego Derby's been a popular one this year. And so here's the form where it talks about various fees for these things. If we're providing materials or training or staff to help run them, there is a little cost there. But you can fill out this form and get more info. And then and there's actually the flyer here you can download and print out if you want to see all that stuff in just one page. So good stuff on our website and
Yeah, another important item that folks should pay attention to on our council calendar is when your district roundtable is taking place, because that is a great place to learn about all of the cool things that are going on that you can add to your program calendar. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun getting to know your fellow district leaders and talking about what they're doing in their program. It's just a really great opportunity to network and make your program even better.
Absolutely. Roundtable is a huge resource for all of our leaders. And they are happening almost every month. Just so you know the pattern, if you're Crater, it's on Monday night. And let's see, Dogwood is Wednesday. James River is Wednesday. Arrowhattock is on Thursday. And Huguenot Trails on Thursday. All of those are the first Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday of the month. So
except in July. No meetings in July.
That's right. July, we let our roundtable staff take off and go spend time with their families.
That's right.
All right. Well, we are going to move on to some other parts of this presentation, and we're going to have some folks talk about specific events that you might want to know about and attend coming up next. Thanks for being here, and hang tight. There's going to be some more cool stuff coming right at you.
Hi, I'm Matt Connors, and I want to talk to you about how you can have a successful year in recruiting new kids into your pack outside of joint scouting nights. One of the best things that you can do is set a date for a really fun activity for your families in your pack to invite friends to. We call this a back to the pack activity. A great time to do it is right before school starts, and that way your kids can make sure in your pack can make sure that they invite their friends. It doesn't need to be anything complicated. It could be a cookout. It could be a pool party. It could just be a fun time for people to get together and play games. As long as it's a lot of fun and that the visiting families that attend or feel welcome and they will want to join. We also have materials that you can use to help advertise your pack throughout the year, not just for your Back to the Pack events, but also for any joining activity that you have. Like maybe it's at the back to school nights, or you want to set up a booth at a fair. We've got plenty of things for you to use. For example, we've got these pencils that say joinscoutsva.org on them, and you can check these out and hand these out at different events when you're trying to attract people to a table. We also have zing bows and arrows that you can check out, and these are a lot of fun. These are easy to use, and we just need to set up a target and make sure that you have an adult for every bow and arrow that you've got. And this is a lot of fun. It'll attract a lot of people to your table if you're at a booth. We also have yard signs. So join Cub Scout yard signs. These yard signs are fantastic because you can put them up in front of the church where your pack meets, or you can put them at busy intersections, and people see those and they can know more about where to go to sign up for your pack. You also can check out these really nifty peer-to-peer recruitment cards that have a place on the back where a parent or a scout can write when and where your event is going to be, or even your next pack meeting is going to be, so that the kid can just hand this to another kid and say, hey, show this to your mom if you want to come to join me for Cub Scouts. We also have a lot of different flyers that we can print up for you advertising your Back to the Pack event or any pack meeting that you want to invite friends and families to. Another key and important thing to make sure that you do is to make sure that your beascout.org pin is accurate. And when I say pin, I mean a pin on the map. So I'm gonna share my screen so that you know what I'm talking about. When a family goes to beascout.org, they'll type in their zip code and then they'll get a map that looks like something like this. They might say, hey, well, I live near Mechanicsville. Let me check out this pack and these two packs in Mechanicsville. And then they can get more information from them by clicking on them. You want to make sure that your address is correct on your pack so that the pin is showing up in the right place on the map. The easiest way to do that is just to type in the zip code of the church that you meet at and make sure your pack is showing up. If you need to update your information, there's step-by-step instructions on our website. You could just Google Be a Scout pin or update your Be a Scout pin, HOVC, and it'll come to this website and you can watch a video on how to do it. It really isn't hard. You do it through My.Scouting and you just set up your unit pin. I'm confident that we can have a very successful year in scouting and that you'll be able to add lots of new kids to your group. I hope you have a good day. Thank you very much.
Viking Gene, are you excited about going to Cub Adventure Camp this summer?
Of course, Lothar. Why, I plan to at least drink a dozen blue slushies and dominate everyone in the Gaga ball pit.
Oh. Have you heard about the Pack Summertime Award? You receive it by doing 3 activities in the summer months.
No, I knew nothing of this award. Why, could we earn this award by attending the adventure camp and possibly both scout nights hosted by the Richmond Flying Squirrels and the Tri-City Chili Peppers?
Why, yes, that's what I'll be doing. Although, I do find chili pepper to be quite spicy, and I've never actually eaten flying squirrels. I hope they taste like chicken.
Lothar, have you heard about Creepy Hollow and the Lion and Tiger Cub rallies?
Yes, I have heard that at Creepy Hollow there's a haunted house where ghosts and ghouls walk, and lots of fun adventures to do as well.
Lothar, I've heard that there will be a new theme for Cub Day Camp and Cub Adventure Camp in the summer of 2027. I've heard it will be all about pirates.
Pirates? Do you think they will allow us to be pirates, Viking Gene?
Lothar, I think we're pirates already, aren't we?
I've asked you, scallywags! You better put camp into your pack calendar next summer, or we'll make you walk the plank.
Hi, I'm Jason Melton, and I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the adult leader trainings that we offer. But before we do, I want to show you my favorite award that you can earn, which is the Train Strip. It shows your scouts, your other leaders, and the parents in your unit that you have a commitment to one of my favorite phrases, which is that every scout deserves a trained leader. So we know that many of the courses that you would take for training are offered online in an easy to digest and at your schedule format, but there are some great in-person courses we offer as well, such as Cope and Climbing Instructor, Wilderness First Aid, Swim and Water Rescue, or our Premier Adult Training Wood Badge. But what I really want you to look for, if you haven't already taken them, are our outdoor experience trainings, Baloo and IOLS. So Baloo is targeted towards our Cub Scout leaders, IOLS towards our troop leaders, and they help equip you with the skills you need to train your unit and your youth to have great outdoor camping experiences. We hope to see you at the next scheduled one, and you can find the dates on hovc.org/training. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Heather Dunton, and I'm coming to you from an almost empty warehouse to talk to you about the fall popcorn and peanut sale. But don't worry, soon enough, this warehouse will be chocked full of all your favorite popcorn and peanut snacks, including a brand new product that we have this year. It's sea salt and dark cacao sunflower seeds. Now, I would love to share some with you. They were delicious, but let's be honest, our staff ate all the samples. But don't worry, you can try them all at our early bird kickoff, which is going to be held July 22nd here at the council office at 7 p.m. There will also be kickoffs in every district, so no matter where you are, you'll be able to attend a kickoff so that you can find out more information about this fall sale. Now is the time for you to go online to our website and sign up to participate. We are ordering brochures and samples and everything we need to get the fall sale underway. The product will come in on August 14th and 15th, so make sure that you schedule your show and sell booths after that date. And don't worry, if you've never sold before, now is the best time to sign up for the sale, because on October 10th and 17th, we're going to have Food Lion consignment sales those weekends. We have already booked every Food Lion store in your neighborhood for those 2 weekends so that you can go out and sell product at no risk. This means that you can sign out the product and return anything you don't sell and make some great money so you guys can do some awesome fun adventures this fall. Now again, the best way to sign up is go to our website, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me by email or give me a call. I'm happy to meet with you and your unit to find out the best way for you guys to raise money so that you can do awesome things this year. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jason Melton. I'm event chair for Heart of Virginia Council's University of Scouting. So University of Scouting is a great training event usually held the last weekend in September every year. Not only do we have in-person trainings such as Den Leader training or Indoor Scoutmaster training, there's also great secondary trainings like Safe Swim Defense, Safety Afloat, or some other secondary trainings to help you be a better leader for your youth. For more information, visit hovc.org/training or check out the council calendar.